beauty sleep was disturbed by the knock on the door. She yawned loudly and changed her position to sleep again, but the door knocked again. "What? I'm awake," she yelled, and the maid came inside. "Mrs. June, Master June is waiting for you on the dining table." "Why?" You groaned and looked at her with her sleepy eyes. "Master June said that from now on you will eat with him." "But I don't want to eat with him." "I'm sorry, Mrs. June, but you have to come with me." Yun huffed and sat on the bed. Rubbing her eyes. "What does this Dracula think he is, ordering me around like that?" The maid went out of the room and you look at herself in the mirror. "Let's see how can he tolerate my behavior. If he is mafia, then I am Park Yun. I will annoy the hell out of him." She smiled evilly and went to the bathroom for changing her clothes. Jimmy was discussing some matters with him while waiting for Yun on the breakfast table. When both of their attention went to Yun, who was wearing shorts and hoodie like it's not a big deal. Jungkook looked at her with mouth hung open. She always wears shorts. She's a baby, but her smooth legs will on you. What the hell? He cleared his throat. Jungkook looked at Taehyun, who immediately looked away from Yun and started looking everywhere but not at her. Yun smiled widely and sat down on the table. "You are late." "Good morning to you too, Mr. Cheersface. Did I keep you waiting?" Jungkook raised his eyebrow at her, but she was looking at the breakfast table more like she was examining everything present there. "What's available? That's all you have to eat," he said, munching on his breakfast, and Yun tilted her head and smiled mischievously. "Oh, I will, but in one condition. If you feed me like you did last night," she said innocently, and Jungkook choked on his food, while Taehyun looked at them with wide eyes, trying to ward his laughter. Yun gave him a glass of water, and he took it from her hand and drank it. He straightened his posture and placed the glass back. "So, what do you say, Mr. Park?" she said, extending the plate in front of him, and he looked away from her. "You are not a kid. Eat it quietly." Yun pouted and looked at her plate as Jungkook ignored her, but she smiled again and extended the plate in front of Taehyun. "Since my husband denied to feed me, will you feed me, Mr. Right-Hand Man?" she asked while patting her eyelashes, and Taehyun looked at her with wide eyes. "He don't have a death wish." Jungkook swiftly snatched the plate from her hand and placed it in front of himself. He glared at Yun, his annoyance evident, but she merely smiled back at him innocently. Without uttering a word, Jungkook picked up a spoonful and extended it towards Yun. She happily opened her mouth and ate. Taehyun was looking at them with mouth hung open. All the way stopped and looked at the scene, knowing how cute they looked together. They can't deny the fact because of Yun the mansion looked so delightful. "No one saw you, right?" he asked from Valentina, who was sitting across him in the lounge of the mansion. "You don't have to worry, no one saw me, and who would be interested in an old lady?" Jungkook scooped and leaned back on his sofa. She was integrating that she described herself as an old lady. No one doubted that while she is in mansion, she is just a flower shop owner. "Good, now tell me what you have for me." "Don't have to worry about it. I have picked each weapon personally, ensuring they meet your exact specification." Yun was in the kitchen looking at two of them. She was focused on the girl more than their conversation. She saw her somewhere, she was just trying to remember where. "That's not good to listen other conversation like this." Yun flinched and looked at him, who was lying with his gun leaning against the wall. "I was just wondering, I saw that girl somewhere, I don't know where." "You don't have to put pressure on his small brain." "Excuse me, Tete, I am more intelligent than you." "Sure," he said sarcastically and would punch him, and he smiled. Meanwhile, Jungkook was looking at both of them. "She is Yoon, right?" she asked curiously. "That the girl, what she is doing here?" Jungkook hummed and Valentina looked at him with wide eyes. "Don't tell me she is your wife." "Yeah, she is." "Oh, so that's why you wanted her info? Well, poor her to stuck with someone like you." Jungkook rolled his eyes at her. "You done?" "Okay, I'm going, but I'll have everything delivered to your secret warehouse within 2 days." "Okay, but I have another work for you." "And what is it?" "Go to your room and change her room according to her taste. I don't want any complaints. Make sure she likes everything." "Wait, am I hearing things right?" Yes, you are, and stop wasting my time with your unnecessary comments. Valentina rolls her eyes as he stood up and went to his room. Jen was sitting on the counter of the kitchen, folding her legs and eating ice cream like a carefree girl. It was night already and she was bored all alone. She was humming to herself and didn't notice the shadow who was watching her. Someone stood behind. Suddenly a hand covered her mouth, startling her. She instinctively jumped down from the corner, but the grip on her tightened, preventing her from escaping. "Mom!" She bit on the hand which was placed on her mouth and screamed until the person hissed and withdrew his hand, still holding her by her waist. "What a wild kitten you are, feisty princess." Yun finally opened her eyes and looked at the broad chest in front of her face. She looked up slowly, meeting his dark eyes. "You Dracula, what is your problem?" Jungkook rolled his eyes and placed her back. Jungkook rolled his eyes and placed her back on the counter like she is some doll, and stood in front of her. And Yun pouted. "Do you only know how to bite?" he said as he rubbed his hand where she bit him hardly enough to left a mark. "You are lucky I just bite you, or I would have karate chopped you." "Karate chopped, huh? You really think you can defend yourself, princess?" "Yeah, I know how to defend myself." Jungkook's neck widened and he stared at her. He placed his hand on the side of the counter. "Can you show me a demo?" "Are you challenging me, Mr. Jungle Book?" Jungkook nodded, and Yun placed her ice cream beside her and jumped down from the counter. Jungkook was as she twisted her small hands and started to punch him, which was more than a feather tickling him. "Hiya! Take that and this!" Jungkook yawned and Yun stopped punching him and looked up at his bored expression. She pressed his tiny fingers against his chest as if testing he was made of steel or something. "Is that all you can do?" It's not my fault you're a steel man." Jungkook smacked and swiftly picked her up from the ground with one hand like she weighed nothing. She started yelling at him to leave her alone, her tiny fists still swinging through the air as if she's trying to free herself. "Put me down." Jungkook gently placed him back on the counter. His face turned. She pouted angrily. "That's not fair, I'm not me," she said and picked her ice cream again and started eating it. Jungkook shook his head. "By the way, what are you doing at this hour all alone here?" "I was just eating ice cream." I can see, but..." He paused as he took in her appearance. Just like usual, short with upper and loose bun. "If you continue to roam around in this type of clothes, someone will definitely kidnap you." "I'm already kidnapped by you now. Who will kidnap already kidnapped girl?" Jacob rolled his eyes at her childish behavior. "So she won't accept the fact that she's his wife now? When you will stop saying I kidnap you? Well, you basically did." "Oh really? Should I tell you what really kidnappers do?" "What?" she asked innocently, and a mysterious smirk formed on Jungkook's lips as he slowly placed his hand on her waist, his chest sending shiver down her spine. He leaned forward, his movements slow and deliberate. Her heart started to race fast. Real kidnappers would blindfold you, tie your hands, and keep you locked in a basement. They wouldn't let you enjoy the ice cream on the kitchen counter or have the freedom to bite your hand. He knows how much she's afraid of things like that, and he pulled back. Watch how she gulps in nervousness. "But lucky for you that you're my favorite festive princess, and I'm your husband." You look up at him nervously, her cheeks turning red. Jungkook pressed his lips together to control his laugh, looking at her reaction. "Now go to your room and sleep like a good girl you are." "No, why would I listen to you? Let me finish my ice cream first," she said, and Jungkook raised his eyebrow. "Go to your room or I will kiss you." Yun eyes widened and she immediately jumped down the counter. Jungkook chuckled at her quick response and watched how she ran to her room and closed the door. The smile on his face faded and his eyes darkened. Inside on the large lounge, munching on popcorn while engrossed in watching some cartoon, it was still afternoon and she didn't have much to do. She was so engrossed in watching TV, laughing that she didn't notice how the maids were looking at her in awe. He's really a light in this dark mansion. Until they heard footsteps and started doing their work, he was dressed and ready to go out, his eyes scanning the room until they fell upon him. A wide smile plastered on her lips. Jungkook stopped his gaze following the TV, playing some cartoon which he don't know about. But his father always made him focus on watching movies, particularly ones that showcased strength and toughness, giving his aspiration of becoming a powerful figure, a mafia leader. Jungkook walked towards where he was sitting, still unknown to his presence. "Don't you think you are too old for these cartoons?" he asked, raising his eyebrow and Jung looked at him, then chose to ignore him. "No," he said when he got ignored. He just blinked. What is so important in that cartoon that she is ignoring him? "Are you ignoring me?" But still no answer. He sighed, scratching his forehead and walked away. In a side eye to see him disappear, she looked at her side and pouted. "Dracula," she muttered with annoyance, realizing that she wouldn't see him anywhere. But as she leaned back on the sofa, a face suddenly appeared from the above, upside down. He let out a piercing scream, causing popcorn to scatter everywhere. Jungkook burst into laughter at her reaction and she pouted angrily. "That was not funny." "Really, but I find it quite funny, princess." Yin rolled her eyes and plopped down on the sofa again, trying to ignore him. Jungkook tilted his head, observing her pout, and unconsciously his lips formed into a pout. But suddenly he realized why he is acting like a child, and he cleared his throat, straightened his posture, and walked out the mansion. They knocked on the door of Yun's room. After a few seconds of the door opened, looking at him with her doe eyes, clueless. "Can I come inside?" Yun nodded and stepped aside, letting him come in. Taehyung smiled a little as he placed something on her bed. "Well, we are throwing a party for Jungkook's wedding." Yun asked wide. "Wait, he is getting married again?" "No, it's after wedding party since we couldn't invite many people before because Jungkook has some work to do and now we have time. So, as the wife of a mafia boss, you have to be there." You look at the clothes. She was not used to attending formal events or parties, and the idea seems foreign to her. "But I've never been to one before, and what's with the weird clothes?" She chuckled at her innocent confusion and opened the bag, revealing a stunning party dress. "It's a party. You can't wear your usual shorts and hoodie." "I don't want to wear these clothless dress." She pouted slightly and Jung sat in her feet. "Just for one night, and it's not like you have to go out for this mansion. The party is inside this mansion." Jung thought about it for a moment and nodded. "I will send maids here to get you ready," he said and walked out of the room while Jung was standing there looking at the weird dress. "Where is she?" Jungkook asked when he arrived in the mansion. The party was not too big, with only few people, around 100, and their wives. It was typical mafia party. "I asked maids and they said she is not coming out of the room." "God, this girl really tests my patience. You wanted to marry her or are you regretting now?" "Never, and besides she is not used to these parties." "Oh, I remember someone said that I would make her my type, but now it looks like you are changing." Taehyung teased and Jungkook rolled his eyes. "I will go check on her." He immediately went out to there and Taehyung grinned and walked to the other corner. Jungkook walked inside her room without knocking, but to his surprise she was not inside. His eyebrow furrowed and he said, "She's not coming out of the room." He was about to leave the room, but his attention was drawn to a faint sound coming from the bathroom. He approached the closet and knocked. "Are you in there?" "No, she is not in here. She is downstairs." She tried to speak in a heavy voice and he pressed his lips together. "But do she think he is a fool or what?" "Princess, I know it's you. Open the door." "No, alien. I mean Master June." She went downstairs. He cracked his neck, taking a deep breath to calm himself before responding. "Princess, open the damn door this instant or I will break it down. It won't good end for you." There was a complete silence for a moment and then he heard the door unlocking sound. It creaked open slightly and then peeked outside from the small space still hiding behind the door. "Can you leave me alone? I ordered them to get you ready. Are you still not ready?" I'm not, the dress is not my size and throw it away before she completed her sentence. Jungkook pushed the door open and stepped inside. Yun eyes him as he stood in front of her. Jungkook was ready to say something but stopped as his eyes fell on her figure. Yun stood there wearing the dress he had chosen for her. The fabric hugged her figure perfectly, prominent her beauty in a way he had never seen before. Ian shifted uncomfortably under his gaze while looking down. I think I should cancel the party. Ian eyes lit up and she looked up immediately with hopeful eyes. Will you do that? She asked innocently while Jungkook licked his lips as he stepped away. Yeah, I have another plans for you. Ian gulped, finally understanding the meaning behind it and ran outside. While he let her go and just chuckled. It's not like he would actually do something to her, but her innocence is amazing. And he started loving Teresa. If you would ask, when the first saw her, he had different plans because in this world the innocence is only disguise. No one is innocent. Everyone has their own purpose. Some behind money, some to trap for their benefit. But she is a raw child, a baby in a 23 years old body, and he can see change in himself when he is around her. Yes, sometimes she gets on his nerves because he had less patience to tolerate someone's behavior. He never liked when someone cut into him when he was speaking, but she continuously do that. She do everything which he disliked, almost hate. She possessed a unique ability to push his button. Yet, as Mrs. Ball felt a growing feeling attached to her. Jungkook opened the bathroom door and stepped outside as he looked at Yoon, who was now sitting on the bed covering herself with covers. He sighed and walked towards her. Listen, come down with me. No, I don't want to go. Okay, then let's make a deal. What kind of deal? You will come with me to the party for an hour, and for tomorrow I will have some surprise for you. What surprise? She asked curiously and Jungkook narrowed his eyes. You will get to know about it tomorrow. Yoon placed her hand on her knee, her face resting on her fist, and began to think about the surprise. Her brow furrowed slightly as she started to imagine what will be the surprise, and Jungkook's face curled up in a small smile at her adorable expression. I can already tell you are imagining all sort of things, aren't you? I won't be able to sleep tonight if you didn't tell me now. What is the surprise? My impatient princess, we are getting late. Yoon pouted and stood up from the bed. Jungkook bit his lip as he stared at her dress. Even though he had specially chosen it for her, he didn't expect it to look this stunning on her. Yoon bent down to put her shoes, but she sighed in frustration as she struggled with the high heels. The straps were bothering her and she couldn't seem to get them right. Mister, don't stand there and help me with these. Jungkook raised his eyebrow at her commanding tone, but didn't say anything and watched her struggling. Then he bent down and grabbed her legs, making her pause on her movements. With skillful hands, Jungkook adjusted the strap and secured the heel on Yoon's feet. His touch sent a shiver down her spine, the weird feeling inside she never felt before. Aren't you just a baby? Couldn't even wear shoes properly. I can wear them, but you decided to make me wear them before, she said, and Jungkook looked up at her. Didn't she a few seconds ago said to help him with it? Sure, let's go now, he mocked as he stood up, adjusting his suit, getting ready to leave the room. As he turned the doorknob, he heard a loud thud and turned around, only to find Yoon sprawled on the floor, flat on her stomach. Did she just fall? Did she even know how to walk in heels? Jungkook quickly rushed to her side, crouching down beside her. You love Floor so much? Yoon groaned and tried to sit properly. Yeah, Floor is my new friend. She wiggled her feet, struggling to get her on. Jungkook sighed and extended his hand to help her. You really have no idea how to walk in those, do you? I never wear these heels. He murmured, looking down at Jungkook's jealous eye. Just for tonight, bear with all these things, will ya? Only because you will give me a surprise tomorrow. Jungkook nodded his head as they both walked out of the room. Yoon was sitting quietly in a corner of the lavish mansion kitchen, a plate of food in front of her. Jungkook was beside her a few minutes ago. Now she just come here to satisfy her hunger, and all the dishes were mouth-watering. So she couldn't resist. She reached out for a glass of juice. Her hand accidentally knocked it over, spilling its content on her beautiful dress. She gasped in dismay. The juice left a noticeable stain. Jin quickly stood up from her seat, dabbing at the stain with a napkin, but it only seems to spread further. Jin glanced over her shoulder, searching for Jungkook's familiar figure, but he was engaged in conversation with one of the men, his attention fully occupied. I think I have to go by myself. She pouted and decided to make her way upstairs for her room. She clutched her dress in her tiny hands. Jungkook's eyes momentarily followed her, saw her walking to her room, but he was attending one of the guests. After a few minutes, Jungkook walked to him. Taehyung, yeah, did you check all the security? Is everything under control? You don't have to worry, everything is good. Why? Nothing. Jung furrowed his eyebrow as he scanned the surroundings, a sense of unease lingering within him. He could sense that something was not quite right, although he couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. You look worried. Is there something bothering you? I don't know. Damn, there's just something off. I should be worried then because your sixth sense never is wrong. Want me to double check everything? Yeah, you take everyone weapon at entrance, right? Yes, everyone is unarmed. Okay. He said and Taehyung went to check the security while Jungkook went to away. His eyebrow furrowed while he waited for Yoon. It's been 10 minutes, he didn't come back. It's not even an hour and she went to her room. Oh, this girl. He walked to her room upstairs and knocked on it. But no response. He turned the knob and it was unlocked. He made it way inside. But the next moment his eyes widened when he saw Yoon crying in the corner, hugging her legs. Yoon, what's wrong? He asked immediately, and Yoon looked up, tears streaming down her face as she wasted no time to hug him tightly. She stuttered, hiding her face on his chest. He furrowed his eyebrow. Who could be in her room? What are you talking about? Who was there? His words cut off and he felt something cold pressing against his head.